So, an appellate court tells Donald Trump, you must use the emergency funds to feed starving people. Donald Trump responds by saying, don't want to do that. I'll appeal it to the Supreme Court. Now, make no mistake, that's exactly what Donald Trump did. He said, no, even though the courts have told me to do it, I do not want to give SNAP benefits to people who are in dire need of it. I choose not to do that. I choose to try to delay it longer. So it goes to the Supreme Court. And then we hear the Supreme Court says, yeah, we'll give you a temporary stay on it, which means people will not get their SNAP benefit for a while. It's delayed even further. Now, a lot of people are freaked out about what the Supreme Court did. I was freaked out about what the Supreme Court did. I still am. But I got it explained to me as to what's really going on. I talked to Eric, the analytical Iowan. He's on tomorrow's podcast, and he explained what really happened to me. I don't like it, but it makes sense. And it's an inevitability because of our fucked up judicial system. So the appellate court says, no, you got to pay him, and then he sends it to the Supreme Court. Now, the only person in the Supreme Court that saw this was Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson, who was a liberal, who we would think is on our side. But then she says, you will get a temporary pause or stay on this. We're all going, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? I'll explain it to you. I'm not saying you're going to like it anymore, but it's inevitable in the fucked up judicial system we have. So Ketanji Brown gets this appeal. She sees that the appellate court only went through it for about a day. Now, Ketanji Brown is obviously a supporter of feeding poor people. She's a liberal. But she saw what the appellate court did in a day, and she realizes if this comes to the Supreme Court, the full court, the 6 fucking conservatives, and there isn't a solid case there, they're going to find for Donald Trump. So she wanted to ensure that the case was solid and good and had merit. So when it does come back to the Supreme Court, these fucks will have to reference the Constitution and understand that this is not an easy deal. There are no fucking loopholes. I mean, that's what the Supreme Court has done all the time. Loophole here, misconception there, and that's how they pass things. So what Ketanji Brown was doing was make sure all those holes are tightened up. So if it does come back to the Supreme Court, then they can make the proper decision as opposed to some fucked up decision. Now, I appreciate her doing that. And like I said, it's the right decision for her to make. We can't be mad at her for doing that. But what we should be mad about is the entire judicial system, the entire Supreme Court. We shouldn't have to play these games to get what's right done. But unfortunately, we do. She's just playing the game. And I'm cool with that. I'm not fucking happy about it because people are still not getting their money. So that's what the deal is. You can still be pissed. I'm still pissed, but at least we understand what's up.